again to everyone. Thank you very much for coming to our Yoga Kids Training Teachers Online course. In this course, we will learn how to teach kids yoga and quiet time exercise through songs, stories, and fun games. In this course, we are very proud to invite outstanding resource persons to guide and lead us in the course that it is very beneficial for all early childhood teachers. Yes, Brother Rudra Mohan. Okay, everybody give a big applause for him. Okay, before starting, let us listen the kirtan first. And the leader of kirtan is your Didi Ananda Chiracitana. Thank you very much, Didi Ananda Chiracitana. Okay, everyone. Now, let us hear our class today from Brother Rudra Mohan. Okay, now let us listen together and time for Brother Rudra. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Sudipa, and welcome to today's one-day teacher training for kids yoga teacher training. Usually we take 2 days, so today is going to be very packed, and I think we'll be very busy. I have one hope that everybody has received the Yoga in Schools teachers resource. Today I try to go through the whole resource with you. So if you have this nearby or you have it in your computer, sometime you can take a look or make some notes. I would like to introduce first, and then we start to move according to our kids yoga. So later on there will be more movement, but in the beginning I like to share more with you about what is kids yoga, why do we do it, and how to do it. And so I first want to tell you my personal story. I've been in Taiwan for the past 27 years. And for 25 years, I was in the kindergarten. And I was also teaching after-school programs for elementary and junior high school. So every day I was with the children. For the first 2-3 years, I didn't teach kids yoga because we had learned that yoga can be taught to children who are 12 upwards. Okay, so the beginning, I didn't dare to teach. And you have to remember, this is like 25, 30 years ago. So those days, our basic idea was, okay, asanas is for bigger children.
Yoga itu untuk beginning, ya, untuk pemula.
So then I started to see that in other countries, the yoga teachers were starting to teach children. And I thought, well, maybe they're just not following the rules.
Beda, ya, yoga teacher itu mulai dengan mengajarkan yoga untuk anak-anak.
So I was kind of very cautious. But in my heart, I felt I wanted to teach them. So first thing I asked my parents, I like to teach your children a quiet time, a meditation. We call it quiet time. And the parents were very happy. They said, please teach them how to keep quiet. We can't stand them anymore. They are too noisy. So we started to teach meditation first. And I still remember the first time I sat with my children in a circle to do meditation. And after about, they were 4-year-olds, and after about 20 minutes, I noticed, I thought that's a long time, quiet time with children, 20 seconds is a long time. So I asked them, open your eyes.
Sangat panjang. Jadi akhirnya.
And I found that some children were not opening their eyes.
Menemukan bahwa beberapa anak tidak menutup matanya.
So then I thought, wow, are they
saya
sleeping?
Jadi berpikir.
And I looked at their eyes, and I looked at their face, and I saw a beautiful, peaceful vibration. And I saw children can enjoy bliss in quiet time, just like adults can enjoy inner bliss when we do meditation. So that was my first step into kids yoga. But I didn't start to teach asanas. Still, I had this idea that you have to be adolescent. So then I saw a book about special yoga. She's a famous teacher in the world now. She wrote a book about her daughter. And her daughter had Down syndrome and special needs. And she was living in Brazil, and she felt the education system there was not good enough for her daughter. So as a yoga teacher, she would bring her daughter with her. She wouldn't let her daughter go to school.
Sehingga perlu diajarkan yoga dari sejak anak-anak.
And so the mother was teaching yoga to the adults, and the little girl, her daughter, was doing yoga with her. So from 3-4 years onwards, she started to do yoga asanas. Now, those days when she started, her IQ was judged at 60. And 60 means it's very low. And
jadi umur berapa dia ajarkan itu umur 60 ya, maksimal bisa diajarkan. Tapi umur 60 itu ada sangat istilahnya kemampuannya rendah gitu.
So then, this girl was growing up doing yoga with her mother in the class, and after some time, her IQ was tested again, and her IQ had become 100. Means to say that from a special needs child, this child had become a normal child, so she could join the normal class. And so this, when I saw her story, and I saw that how she had proof, how she was sharing that kids yoga or yoga for children, for special needs children, has a lot of benefits. Then I said, well, in my opinion, all children, all people are special needs. So we all have our problems, maybe not so big as Down syndrome, but I was convinced I should start to teach children asanas. Now, because I was a teacher, so I adjusted the poses. You have to remember, those days there were no books really available. So I was doing basically like a pioneer in my own place and developing, teaching ideas. And so today I want to share with you what I came up with. And first step I want to show you, I want to ask you to look in your teacher's handouts and look at the picture with 6 circles. There is a PowerPoint I made actually. I don't know if we can see that. But anyway, this the first thing I would like you to look at is chapter 1, why yoga is good. And there we're talking about, the first thing we talk about is nerves. So I like you to know how yoga can help the growing of the nerves, how nerves can become healthier through yoga poses. And there are 4 or 5 main points. So if you don't have notes, please write it down. And the first one is we have to be slow. And so when we do a yoga pose and we hold the pose and we don't move, and then we go back, and then we change to the other side, and then we hold the pose, and then we go back. We have to do it slowly. Now, why do we do it slowly? And research shows that if you keep a pose for longer than 5 seconds, it will affect your brain. So if you move fast, like you do exercise like running or jumping or swimming, you have to move fast. Your brain doesn't really develop new connections. But when you do it slowly and you hold the pose, then your brain cells that get stimulated by your pose have the opportunity to connect in new ways. Now you have to remember, every brain cell is connected to 600 other cells. So if you do something it's a habit, you connect to the same cell. If you do it slowly, you can develop new connections. And so if we want to help children, and this is for adults the same, and if we want to develop new thinking, we have to do slow exercise. And yoga is kind of slow exercise. And so this is the first thing, keep in mind. If a child is slow in learning, or a child is not mentally developing, do the poses slowly. It will help the brain to develop new connections. The second point for the nerves is you have to give the child a little bit feeling. And so when you do the pose, try to help the child go deeper into the pose. So there is a lot more stretch, there is more feeling, and the brain will say, oh, I'm stretching the right side. So if a child is just doing the pose and there's no feeling, the brain is not going to be activated. But if you go deeper into the stretch, your brain is going to get more stimulation, and through that, the brain becomes more active. So that is the second point for the nerves. The third point is do twists. When you do a twist, you twist all the vertebrae of your spine. So all the nerves that come out of your spine are going to be activated. And so if you have a child and the child is slow in learning, or you feel is not alert enough, twist. So twists are good for the nerve. And the fourth main point is, if you have a child who is slow, do inversions. Now, inversion means that your head is lower than your heart. And so you can do very simple inversions. And like I sent one chart to our chat group. And so this is shoulder stand, that's an inversion. The bridge pose, and we call the whale, or the baby pose, and the head is lower than the heart. This is the donkey, and the donkey we use a lot with children who have hyperactive behavior. And also it's an inversion. The plow pose, you can say, we call the mountain, and of course meditation pose is all good for the brain and helps in concentration. Now this is something we have to keep in mind. Our yoga is a kind of sensory integration. And so people who don't know yoga, they might say, oh, you're doing something weird, or maybe you're doing just something that's doesn't belong to their mainstream science. It's not true. Yoga is a form, kids yoga especially, is a form of sensory integration. And so most sensory integration problems come from the brain. And so if a kid has hypersensitive to touch, or a kid is not balanced, mostly these problems come from the brain. And so let's say you have a special needs kid, or just any kid anyway, you could use more teachings that help with the nerves. Okay, so keep in mind these 4 points. Do it slowly. You give a little feeling. You do twists and you do inversions. And this will help the children become more mentally alert. The second part we want to talk about is glands and the hormones. Though children don't have a mature hormone system, and in our yoga practice, we can help children balance their glandular secretion. Now the science of that is a little bit, many questions are there, but we learn that when you do certain yoga poses, it can help with the secretion. So for example, when we do the shoulder stand, and so the shoulder stand, here we press our throat. In our throat we have the thyroid gland. Okay, so we press the throat, we block kind of the blood flow. Then we do the fish pose. Now the fish pose, you open the chest, you open the throat area. So here, of this pose, we can and so we press and then we open. So you have to remember, if you want this glandular balance, you have to repeat the poses. And so you cannot, like many kids yoga teachers, they try to give the children a happy time. And then they do this, or they play games, or tell stories. And then, it's a little bit unfortunate that yoga has become more like a movement, or a play, or exercise. For us, yoga is a way of changing the body's biochemistry. And so if you keep this in mind, okay, thyroid balance is important. If the thyroid is not balanced, children will have memory will be affected, speech development will be affected, and the development of the sex organs and the male or female organs will be affected. I've been for 25 years in the kindergarten, and over the years, we used to think, these kids, they come into the school and they're new. We say, what's wrong with them? What is going on? And, there is more and more pollution. in our environment. And these chemicals, these polluting chemicals, they affect our glands. Then the environment affects our glands. So the children's glands are not balanced. So then you feel why they cannot learn, why they are so passive, or why they are overactive, why they are not balanced. And maybe we cannot solve the pollution problem in a day, but through yoga poses, we can help them balance their glands. Now, in a yoga class, we don't have that much time to do so much. So I would advise you, any class, work on the thyroid. And if the thyroid gland is balanced, then the immune system, the adrenal glands, and the gonads, they are going to be function in a better way. So keep in mind that if you want to do kids yoga for balancing, for sensory integration, for harmonizing the whole body-mind connection, you have to repeat the poses. And I will show you how to do it, okay? Just keep this in mind. And so you have the nerves, and so you want to give a little pain, do it slowly, twists, and you do inversions. Then you have the glands. And these are the two main systems. The third one I want to talk about is the blood flow. And so you have, these are circulatory systems, and these affect our health. So now the blood flow, you have to keep in mind that if the blood circulates well, you're healthy. So if there is stagnation, then it can be a cause for disease. And so any exercise is good for blood flow. But yoga has some special qualities. So for example, when we do with children, we do a pose we call popcorn. Okay, so here we lie down, we press the belly, and we Upepa Mudra. So we press and we hold it, and then we say, okay, popcorn, breathe in, 3, 2, 1, and boom! And we lie down. And then we repeat. Again, we press. Now, as you press, the blood flow will go away from the belly to the head or to the other parts of the body. And when you release, the blood comes back. And so there is, the blood flow goes out, you hold it, and it comes back. So this area, there's going to be better blood flow. If the blood flow is stronger, the organs will function better. And so keep this in mind, that if you want to help children develop a stronger blood flow, maybe in the abdomen, maybe in the chest, maybe in the head, keep the pulse, let the blood flow in one way, and then come out of the pulse. Give some time that the blood can flow back to the normal position. If you move from one pulse very quickly to the next pulse, you don't have this benefit. Okay? So let's say I do this popcorn pulse. I do this very quickly, 1, and then I do 2, and then I do 3. This is exercise. It's not yoga. And you don't get the benefits of yoga. So kids yoga, we try to keep in mind that we do the kids yoga, we try to stick to these basic principles of yoga. And so we do yoga and we change things, we make it fun, but we keep in mind that this is still yoga. Okay? So we have the
Excuse me, Brother Rudra, just when you move away from the microphone, then people do not hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you are demonstrating the poses, I move away from the microphone, then we couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, the main point is that when you want to adjust the blood flow, so you press the body, the blood flow goes out, and then you release, the blood flow comes back to that area, and then makes this area that you press becomes more lively. So if there's better blood flow, the organs will function better, and this way you become healthier. And so let's say you do a chest opening pose, like in camel pose, and then you move into child pose. And so this blood flow in the chest becomes stronger, and that way it becomes healthier. So keep in mind, don't move too fast from one pose into another pose, and try to keep a gap. Because if you go fast, and then it becomes exercise, but you don't get really that same yoga effect. Okay, so we have blood flow, we have the nerves, we have the glands. The next one, we talk about muscles. And you know, this is a thing, I don't know about you, but whenever I see these yoga books, they talk about muscles. And they say, oh, when you do this pose, and then you stretch that muscle, and you do that pose, you stretch another muscle. Actually, in the traditional yoga books, nobody talks about muscles. It's a kind of superficial understanding of yoga as exercise, as maybe like bodybuilding or any other forms of gymnastics. It's a little bit unfortunate, but muscles and the tissue, and we call connective tissue. So you have the muscle, and then you have a lot of tissue around the muscle, the connective tissue. Now, that one is very important for health. So when you stretch the muscle, we don't really care how much you stretch, but by stretching, you make the muscle and the tissue around the muscle healthier. And when that tissue and muscle are healthier, then that will help your whole energy. Now, I'm not expert on this, but in Chinese medicine, you have the meridians, and you have the acupuncture points. Now, they say the meridians means the energy, the qi, flows through the connective tissues. So by stretching your muscles, you have a healthier tissue around the muscle, and energy can flow better. So if you are stiff, your energy doesn't flow. But when you can, you know, your muscles are smooth, your energy will flow better. And so the purpose of our yoga is not flexibility. Everybody has different bodies, a different kind of tissue. The purpose of our yoga is healthy muscles. So we are not like ballet class where we want to stretch and stretch and stretch. And a lot of this, you know, in India, they have these kids yoga championships. And they stretch too much, they overstretch. And actually, I think maybe you're aware that overstretching, especially for children, is not healthy. Because today maybe they can stretch very well, but maybe after 20 years, because their ligaments and their muscles are too loose, so they get joint problems. So their shoulders or their hips, or you know, they get the knees, they get operations because their muscles are too loose. And so we don't encourage to go beyond, you know, what is natural. And I think keep this in mind. So keep in mind, we want healthy muscles. We don't want to overstretch our children. That will actually hurt them in the long run. Okay, so muscle. So we have nerves, glands, blood, muscles, breathing, air, and the respiratory system. So yoga, we have two main points. One is slow breathing, and we like nasal breathing. I found that that is the hardest part to teach kids. Anyway, I will show you what I do with my kids and slowly bring the awareness to the breath. And once they become more aware of the breath, they become more aware of their minds. And yoga idea is that you stabilize the body, you stabilize the breath, then you stabilize the mind. So it's all interconnected. And so it's important we teach the breathing. Slow breathing, limitations for small children. Nose breathing, now, it's important. It's important because the left nostril is connected to the right brain. The right nostril is connected to the left brain. So through good breathing through the nose, the brain becomes more integrated. Okay, so through good breathing with the nose, you get healthier brains. People have done experiments. They found that if you block the right nostril for half an hour, and then you test the children, you will find that their math thinking has increased. Their language has increased. So you block the right nostril, you stimulate the right brain. The right part of the brain is connected with language. When you block the left nostril, and after half an hour you test the children, they do better on math. It's very interesting. So that through the blocking of the nose, actually you can increase the activity of one side of your brain. And yeah, maybe that's what you want. In yoga, we like balance. So we like left side and the right side of the brain are working together, and that means they get better focus. So keep in mind, breathing is important, but it's not something you can force on the children too quickly. It takes some time. Okay, so we have done nerves, glands, blood flow, muscles, breathing, and the last one I want to do is energy. And here we spend a little bit more time. Here we have a yoga chart, and I sent this to the chat group. If you didn't get it, please check there, or you ask Didi Suveda, Ananda Suveda. But anyway, this looks quite clear. Here we have divided the body into 4 parts. The yellow part we call the downward energy, apana vayu. In Sanskrit, it's called apana vayu. The area around the belly we call samana vayu. Samana vayu. Balance energy. The green one we call prana vayu, or the life energy. The blue one here we call the upwards energy, udana vayu. Now the 5th one is called vyana vayu. So these are 5 internal vayus. So 5 internal energy systems. Now it's important that you understand this, because the energy framework can help us choose poses for our children. And so the downward energy, what we call apana vayu, is responsible for our confidence and independence. And so let's say you have a child, and the child is easily scared, can cry a lot, or let's say the child comes to your school and hugs the mother, doesn't want to leave the mother, means the apana vayu is weak. Now the poses that can help Apanavayu are listed here. So this side you have the triangle poses where the legs are spread out, like warrior pose, or like the standing pose, or the forward bends and the stretching of the lower back, or the snake pose, or all the sitting poses, and the hip opening. These are all beneficial for Apanavayu, and they strengthen our independence, our stability, our balance. The navel area, the Samanavayu, is responsible for our, you can say, dynamism, our action force. Are we dynamic enough or not? So here you see kind of core stretching, core strengthening poses, stretches, especially for the belly, and twists. I would put twists here as one of the main poses for the balancing of Samana Vayu. Now the third energy, internal energy, the Prana Vayu, is responsible for our feeling of hope, of purpose, of idealism, of sacrifice. All the good feelings, compassion, come from the heart. The poses that can strengthen that is like the camel pose, or hand balancing, like the rainbow pose, or the slide. And so hand balancing poses are good for the chest, for the prana vayu. And this also helps with the immune system. And so if children easily have coughs or get colds or have allergies, I would suggest more pranavayu, chest opening poses. And the last one is the upwards energy, and the fourth one is the upward energy, and this affects the throat and the brain. And so the throat is for speech, the brain is for focus and balance. So here we have the inverted poses, means the head is lower than the heart. So the blood flow goes to the brain and helps to balance, helps to bring more energy to the brain. And then after we finish our yoga practice, we have to do massage and relaxation. So you get Vyana Vayu, means the whole body's energy comes to a new balance. And so the yoga traditional way is that body and mind flow together. And between body and mind, there is the energy. If the energy is not strong, the body and mind are not well connected, and you get sick or you get mentally disturbed. But if the energy between the body and mind, if the energy is stronger, the body and mind integration will be better. And this is basically the science of kids yoga. And why do we do this? Is that we want to strengthen the energy, and the balance between body and mind will become better. So in one yoga class, and let's say you want to teach kids yoga in a more purposeful way, you have to include poses for the downward energy, for the belly area, for the chest, and the brain. And you have to finish with massage and relaxation. This I think is very important. So in one class, and sometimes you can go online and then you see people teach, or I teach chest opening yoga, or we teach belly strengthening yoga. And I feel a little bit unfortunate. And yoga needs balance. And so every class we have to do poses for the downward, for the navel area, for the chest, for the throat and head. And now let's say you have, for example, if you get in your class children who are autistic, okay, do more poses for opening the chest, give them more life force, but don't forget the other parts of the body. Okay, so here we have focused on 6 areas. I want to ask you if you have any questions about this, or if you would like me to explain more, because this is the main theory behind this kids yoga. Anybody has any questions? Questions are very important.
Namaskar. May I ask about the detail about para energy and apara energy, that there's something effect to the body that you have taught? Apara energy and para energy. That
apana and
para energy.
Para apara.
Yeah.
The vritti.
Yeah.
This one we will talk about next week, because that has to do with yoga psychology. And I think for today's class, I would have to explain too much.
Thank you.
Forgive me, sorry. It's a very nice question, and I'm happy you asked me today, so I have time to think about it. But in kids yoga, we don't worry too much about the vrittis. We think more about the physiology and a little bit about the chi, the energy, the prana vayus. So I also use this explanation because I hope when you talk to your parents about kids yoga, I think these are very practical ways. So you have 2 ways talking to your parents. Why do we do kids yoga? So one way is you can use the science, sensory integration. Okay. So here you don't need to explain yoga philosophy. You just talk about the proof. What is the science of kids yoga? You can say, oh, we stretch and then it's slow, we stimulate the brain, we give children feeling, the brain becomes more stimulated, we do twists, we do inversions, children can focus better. So this way, we have a logical explanation to our parents. If you want to go the yoga way, I would suggest we don't talk about even chakras. Just talk about the chi, the energy. I live in Taiwan, and of course, the culture here is different than maybe from your place. But parents, if I explain this to them, they feel this makes sense to them. Okay, we stimulate the energy in certain areas, and we can affect the mind. And so let's say a child is insecure, is always worries, cannot sleep well, maybe does bedwetting, pees in the pants. Then we would do more poses for this area. Maybe a child has poor digestion. You would do more poses for this area. Maybe a child has asthma or allergies. You would do more poses for the chest. Or maybe a child is hyperactive. You would do more poses for this area. And so, when we explain this to parents, you have 2 ways. One is talk yoga philosophy in the simplest way, and another is talk the science.
Yeah, that is very good. Thank you very much. It's
Thank
a
you,
lot of
Gigi. Thank
content.
you. Thank you. If you come next week, I'll be ready with my answer. Any other questions?
Namaskar, Brother Mohan.
Louder, please.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. I will ask for Brother Mohan. Didi Ananda Siracetanahen. I want to ask about the repetition for
Yeah.
yoga for kids. Is the repetition same like we do yoga, or sometimes we know, right? Some the kids very active, some kids very slow. Who very active, like again, Didi, again, like again. I can do already. I was like again.
Yeah. So, thank you for the question. The repetition, I think I keep in mind what we do for adults. But even for adults, I tell you, I cannot always follow Charya's guidelines on repetition. So I have a simple guideline for children's yoga. If it's with breathing, repeat 8 times. And keep this in mind. If it is with breathing, we repeat 8 times. This is our target, okay? If it is natural breathing, the second option, we repeat 3 times. Now, if we do the 8 times, we keep for 8 seconds. If it is natural breathing, we repeat 3 times, 30 seconds. So I want to show you, and because I was told you cannot hear me when I lie down, and so I want to show you, for example, the snake pose. So snake pose is the snake pose. So here, inhale, go up, hold 8 seconds, and then exhale. So we repeat and we go down. So the snake pose, and when we do the snake pose, one way to engage the children, I ask them, what is your favorite color? Okay, so one kid will say red, okay, and then I say, oh, red snakes go up. Okay, and then we go down, and then I tell them, and this is important to keep in mind, and when we do the snake pose, the children have to lift their head. And I will explain later why, okay? So I tell them the snake is looking if there is an eagle in the sky. And so if there is, did the eagle come? Did the eagle come? And they get tired and they say, oh yeah, there is an eagle. And I say, oh, quickly, go to hide. So they go down, okay? So then I ask the next kid, what is your favorite color? And then they say blue, and then we say, okay, blue snake, up, and look for the eagle, lift your head, and did the eagle come? And then now, and then finally somebody will say there is the eagle, and then we go down. So we have to try to play with the children in such a way that they don't feel repetition is boring. And for example, if you have, let's say you have 20 kids and you want to, everybody wants to tell the favorite color. So what you do then, if you have too many kids, you have 2 or 3 kids together, they will tell their favorite color. And you say, okay, red, blue, yellow snakes, head up. Brown, black, white snakes, head up, just like that. This is one way. Another trick, for example, we have the rabbit pose, okay? Dirga Pranam. Dirga Pranam also is a good pose to do with children. So the adult version, is like this, arms along the head, and we go down. And then we go up. Now, with the children, we do it this way. We tell the children, you're rabbits, so these are the rabbit ears. And the rabbits are looking for carrots. And there comes a wolf. And then you quickly go to hide. And then the rabbits are hungry. And then they look again, they're looking for carrots. So you can play with them, and actually they like it. Usually they like this kind of. So you have to make up some kind of a game, especially for the important poses, to be able to repeat. And so sometimes my yoga friends, they say I'm spoiling yoga, but you know, education and yoga have to go together. We cannot use our adult way to impose this on the kids. We have to use the kids' way to learn basic way of doing asanas. And well, I think you are creative teachers. And so keep in mind, like the poses I show you now, there is breath control, 8 times, 8 seconds. This is our target. Sometimes we can only do 5 times and they are bored. And then, okay, what to do? We change. They are more important than what is in our mind. So, and natural breathing, keep for 30 seconds. This is my guideline. Repeat 3 times.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? These are very good questions, you know.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Can you repeat again how to increase the IQ of the children who is
I didn't say that, okay?
There is one boy said IQ become 100.
Oh, yeah, that one. Well, she wrote a book about it, and she has her way. What she did, she doesn't do really kids yoga. She does adult yoga with children. She is not an educator like she's not from our kind of background. We are in the kindergartens and the schools every day. She was a yoga teacher and her child was with her, following whatever she could. She doesn't encourage this kind of lively teaching. Even in Taiwan, and we have some yoga teachers, they follow this Iyengar system. They make kids do one pose for half an hour. I think that is torture. I don't know what you think, but so I cannot tell you what she did, but let's say if you have children who are not that focused and do more. So the one thing is keep in mind slow, okay? So you remember nerves. Do it slowly. Keep the pose. Now I have songs, so we use songs to help children keep the pose. The second is if the child does the pose here, you pull the arm a little, make her feel there is more stretch. And so if a child does a pose up to a certain level, pull a little. So the child can feel a little more of her own body. So that keep this in mind. So when they do like this, stretch a little more. The third one I mentioned is twists and stimulate the nerves from the spine. And the fourth I mentioned is inversions. But I think it's too simple to say that this can increase IQ. Maybe if you have parents who have no patience, you say, oh yeah, it's good for IQ. But I think the purpose of yoga is bigger than IQ. I hope we can keep in mind that we want to grow the heart. We want to grow the feeling of inner peace and balance and develop wisdom, not only IQ. We want to develop a deeper connection with oneself. And this is something maybe you can keep in mind, that children who, in the first 10 years of their life, if children can have a deeper connection with their inner self. In the next 10 years means the teenager years, their development will be more smoothly. Okay, I repeat one more time. If in the first 10 years a child connects more deeply with him or herself, that child will have a more smooth development in the next 10 years. And so let's say in the first 10 years, a child learns about quiet time and about, yoga, asana, morality. And these are yoga like, yoga, kids yoga things. Then in the next 10 years, when their glands change, they already have a feeling of respect and honor to themselves, and they will not go so much astray. And I think this is an important point to keep in mind. And you can, of course, if the parents want to hear it, you tell them it's good for IQ. But I hope you can keep in mind you're doing more than just growing IQ. Yeah. Any more questions?
I want to ask one more question.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 15 kids for yoga class. For yoga for kids, I mean, like five special five is special kids. I mean like Down syndrome. 10 is okay. Should I put separate class or put together? Okay. Usually I always put them together. Which one better for yoga for kids? For them, better for them.
Whenever I have this situation, I have to see what is the level of participation. We all know yoga is so good for everybody, okay? Not only for kids, but for everybody. It makes you healthier, it makes you happier, you get peace of mind. These are all the good things of yoga. The problem is there is so much research on children's yoga and this, that they find out that most kids, if they have a 40 minutes class, their participation time is only 10 minutes. So if your kids are not participating, they are not really getting any benefit of the class. So if you see that, you have to consider. What I used to do is, if I have a mixed group, and I like them to be mixed, so they can support each other, care for each other, help each other. But if you see the participation level is too low, then you have to do one-to-one. So if we have the time, today afternoon, I want to show you how we do one-to-one. So what I would do is, if I have kids who don't keep up with the other kids in the class, then I would tell them to come earlier, and I would do one-to-one with them, what I want to do later in the class with everybody, like a double job. But anyway, this is to help the kids develop.
Okay. How about like sometimes, because they know, right, we have yoga for kids. So like the parent just send the kids like 3 years. I want the 3 years, they have kids like 3 years. I want my kids also go to yoga for kids like that. It's okay 3 years because they still go around here, around there.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you. Nowadays, we talk about kids yoga, but actually we should talk about every different age. So 0 to 1.5 is baby yoga. And today we don't talk about that. But from 1.5 to 4, I would use what we call, it's actually pre-yoga. And we use baby moves. Now, baby moves because kids just learn to walk, right? So they're not just familiar. So the rules are not so strict. But again, we use a song, and then we introduce a movement. And So here the children twist, they turn. Here the children crawl, high-speed crawling. Here the children learn quiet time. So this is what I do with 1.5 to 3. And once they're out of that, I come to this. And this one we are going to do today. And the songs for this book I will send to Didi Ananda Suveda, and she can share them with you if you're interested. So here we have the warm-ups, and then we start to do our yoga poses with the song. And so here, this is the warm-up. This is the yoga poses. So here you see the basic, and children can color the book in the book. And so this is what we do with children from 4 upwards to about 10. There are more books, but anyway, the main book I show you today is this one. And the songs for this book I will give you if you want them. And I think the songs are very important. And so keep in mind that if you cannot separate ages, you can mix them, but then you have to teach different things for different people in the same class. Which is also fun. Sometimes the bigger ones, they love to help the smaller ones. It's very sweet also.
Because sometimes I put one separate, like one day I put together so they know each other and
yeah.
Again.
I think you have to look at the whole dynamics. Sometimes the bigger kids like to have smaller kids in the class. And sometimes they tell me, oh, teacher, can you make a class just for junior high school teenagers? They don't want to. All right, any more questions?
Namaskar, Brother Mohanji. Namaskar. There is, I learned also before about the yoga kids, how to teach the kid. The first thing about the glands not properly mature, not properly growing. That the teacher said, no need hold the breath. Can you explain? Just free breathing. How is the explanation actually? Thank you.
Ganesha, thank you for your question. Okay. Actually, if you're really teaching kids yoga, most kids, they cannot control their breath anyway. So it's not so important. We don't keep the poses so long. We don't repeat as much as in adult yoga. We keep the target, but usually we don't get to the target. So the breathing, why it affects the glands? Because it puts additional pressure on certain parts of the body. And this affects the stimulation, the blood flow, and this affects the glands. Actually, this is a very big topic, and because I'm reading the science on yoga, the glands are controlled by the hypothalamus, means the small part of your brain. Hypothalamus controls how much your glands function. And so the hypothalamus affects the thyroid affects the adrenals and the gonads and everything. So actually yoga poses can only affect the blood flow in a certain area. Okay, so let's say you do the twist, you do the spinal twist, you press against the body, and okay, the adrenal glands, we say the adrenal glands get balanced. It's not totally correct. We can say the blood flow in the area of the adrenal glands gets more balanced, gets more active or whatever. And this helps the hormone secretion to reach their target cells. And hormones rely on blood flow. So I personally feel that we shouldn't worry too much. Just keep in mind Yoga has to be playful, happy, and safe. And if children get too tired, listen to them, change to something else. Don't worry too much about the repetition. Only for the thyroid gland, I would say 3 times. But if they are too tired, then do 2 times, do it another day. But the breathing, yeah, this is a good question. The breathing puts additional pressure on certain parts of the body, increase the blood flow, and that affects the glandular area, but it doesn't really affect the gland itself. And this is a lot of yoga teachers don't get this point. Or they say, like even myself, I tell you, okay, do the shoulder stance so you affect the thyroid. It's indirect, it's through the blood flow. Now, blood flow healthier is good for everybody. We don't really directly affect the gland. It's indirectly. I don't know if I answer your question. There's a lot more to talk about that, but I'm afraid we don't have enough time to.
Thank you, Brother
Maybe
the
next
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sarita is a long time already raised the hand, but did not have time yet the question. Maybe she has some question.
Oh, sorry.
Ya, namaskar, brother. Ya, saya bertanya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi saya punya satu orang siswa sangat hiperaktif. Jadi saya kesulitan untuk membuat dia tenang. Jadi untuk melakukan gerakan yoga, brain gym dan lain-lain itu atau meditasi itu sangat-sangat susah. Kita membutuhkan 3 orang guru untuk bisa ngeblok dia biar bisa duduk, dan itu pun tidak lama. Paling 3 menit itu sudah sangat cukup lama. Nah, bagaimana cara saya agar anak ini bisa kita ajak untuk melakukan yoga dan bisa diam dalam jangka waktu yang lebih lama, karena susah sekali untuk mendiamkan dia tenaganya sangat besar. Kadang kita digigit, dicubit, ditendang seperti itu, dan itu butuh 3 orang guru. Mohon saran dari Brother Tamingga. Terima kasih, Master.
Yang bisa bantu translate ada ya?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
She has a student, one student very hyperactive. She cannot keep the student calm. So need 3 teachers to hold down that children. So how to keep the children calm and do the yoga?
Sarita, that's very painful. Okay, good question. First, I want to talk in general, okay? So, for example, sit down. So what I do is, okay, so I hope everybody, if you have this situation, give every child 1 yoga mat. So, and you stand at the door. When the children come to the classroom, you stand at the door, and one by one, you tell them, your yoga mat is there, your yoga mat is there, your yoga mat is there. If they don't sit on the yoga mat, they are out. So discipline is very important, okay? So we have to, this is not just for your case, but this has to do in general. So we have 1 child, 1 yoga mat. And so that is one important point. And the second point, we have to tell the children, don't leave the yoga mat. Okay? So in my class, I have 2 rules, only 2 rules. You take off your socks and sit on your yoga mat. Now, let's say you have a hyperactive who really is out of control and who cannot balance himself, or then that person I will hug and hold very close. Usually what I found is if I have this kind of situation is that they cannot feel their body well enough to control their own body. So then their energy will go wild and they run around. And if it's like that, I would suggest first to do one-to-one. Because if you need 3 teachers to control 1 kid, that sounds like serious case. And but in general, if you have hyperactive kids in your class, in the first 20 minutes, half an hour of your yoga class, all the poses are lying down poses. Okay, so don't ask the kid even to sit up. You stand at the door, you tell them lie on your mat. Lie on your mat. Everybody has to lie on their mat. And they cannot move. And then you do all the lying down poses, like we have snake pose, we have the bridge pose, we have, you can lift the legs, you can lift the head, you can do lying down twists. Actually, you can do all the yoga poses lying down. Of course, you can do it in a sweet way, okay? And so like we have this song, Are You Sleeping? Are You Sleeping? And then you sing the song, and then you tell them, now there is this yoga pose. And then they do the pose, and they go back to sleep. Are you sleeping? So the whole class is like, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? And then Brother John, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong. And then you do the bridge pose. And again, are you sleeping? So your whole class, to control these hyperactive kids, make them lie down first. And move their body. And they move their body, they go up, they open their chest, they bend forward, they use their core. They are going yoga. This is the beauty of yoga. The biochemistry of their body. And once you see they are balanced enough, you can make them sit up. Not yet stand up, first sit up. Then do more twisting, chest opening, and forward bends, sitting, and then stand up. This is how I do it. And I've been teaching special needs kids for 20 years. And I found there's no child who cannot learn. It's slow or fast. So, Sarita, did you get my point? I think in case there is really out of control, one-to-one. I want to share with you one story I had. I had a kid like that. He was a teenager. Even 3 kids couldn't keep him down. But he liked to play video games. Okay? So then I went to his house and I made a deal with the parents. He said, and we make a game. I close my eyes. He closes his eyes. The one who first opens the eyes cannot play the video game. So he was hyperactive and he was autistic, okay? But he wants to play his video game. For 20 minutes, he didn't open his eyes. And in the beginning, it was this kind of, it's not very nice way, but this way he closed his eyes for 20, even his parents couldn't believe. And what happens when he closed his eyes, he cooled down and his behavior changed. So I have not met a kid who cannot learn. But we have to find, the button. We call the peace button. There is one teacher in Malaysia, she's very lovely. She tells her children, you have to find your peace button. And sometimes the kids say, teacher, I cannot find my peace button. So painful. I hope everybody, you can find the peace button for them. You have to find his peace button. There is a way. Sorry, I don't know if I answered your question. I think it is too troublesome one-to-one. And I will share.
Brother Ruja Mohan, there are two questions from Sister Lalita because she's doing translation. So she asked, may we have the electronic copy of the chart after the class?
Well, this one,
yeah.
I sent to you already. So I don't have the original. It's with the printer and they lost it.
Oh, okay. So another question is, may I ask children under 3 years old can do yoga?
They don't have the patience. They don't have the patience. You can ask them. Try. I don't know what they will do. My suggestion is we do baby yoga, okay? We do this for small kids. This is like pre-yoga. I tried yoga before with them. After 10, 15 minutes, they are already, I think they are not ready. Yeah, so my point is what I show you today is for bigger ones. If you want to do with smaller ones, we do another day. Focus on that. Below 4.
Oh, I just saw.
Yeah, you can. Didi, you can do, but they don't have much patience. And it is very painful for them. Yeah. Okay, I think we have to move on. Otherwise,
Thank you.
So I'm very happy with everybody's questions, and I'm sorry because I'm thinking about our schedule, and I'm not giving you any tea breaks, so you have to take care of your own hydration and bathroom matters. So, but I would like to move on to the actual movements, okay? And what I want to do is I want to ask you to go to your teacher's guide, page 15. And whenever we have yoga class, the most important thing is warm-ups. Maybe you'll be surprised, but if you do the warm-ups well, then your yoga becomes easy. Okay, so warm-ups are important. So we have to start to move. I don't know if you are ready to move. Are you ready to move? Didi, are you ready? Sarita?
Yes, I think
Yes,
so.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one I want to do with you is star, stick, soldier. Did you see that in your teacher's guide? Star, stick, soldier. Ranesha, thank you. We cannot see anything like that. Okay. Anyway, you got it. So, star is like this, okay? Star means legs are apart. And this is stick, okay? And the third one is soldier. So this is star, the hands down, feet together, stick, and hands in front, and the thumb up, soldier. So I want to ask you, please stand up. Please stand up. And so here is star. Okay, and this is stick. And this is soldier. Okay, now we start. Stick, 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 stick. Star. Very good. Star. 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 Stick. Soldier. Okay. We go on. I want to see you. One more time. Star. Star. star, 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 stick. Stick, 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 soldier. Okay, enough, enough. Please come sit down. So what we are doing here is we get kids to pay attention to us. Okay, so if they make a wrong move, if you are a very tough teacher, you tell them you're out. But we are not tough teachers, we are sweet teachers. So we tell them, uh-oh, you must pay attention. So I want to show you one more time. You don't need to move. So I show you how I trick my children so they pay more attention because they don't want to lose. Okay, so we have this. So we have star, 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 star. And then we move the legs together. I don't know if you saw it, but you know, I move the legs together like I want to do stick, but actually I'm not doing stick, I go back to star. And so you have star, 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 star. So you try to trick them, okay? This is the idea, that you trick them and then they pay more attention. So this is the first thing. Oh, I forgot one thing. We have a song. And the song is in your teacher's guide. You know, maybe in Indonesia, you don't need to sing the song, but in Taiwan, they're not used to namaskar. So I made a song to make it easy. It's in your teacher's guide. So I love you, you love me. Love is all I see, and deep from my heart, I say namaskar, namaskar. So I want to show you. I love you, you love me. Love is all I see, and deep from my heart, I say namaskar, namaskar. We sing one more time, okay? I love you, you love me. Love is all I see, and deep from my heart, I say namaskar, namaskar. Now maybe in Indonesia you don't have a problem with teaching namaskar, so maybe you don't need a song, but it's sweet. And because in Taiwan, namaskar is very serious thing. So afterwards we added one action. So we did namaskar. Boop. And this means the angel comes in your heart and makes everything beautiful. So we do one more time, and then we namaskar. Boop. Okay? I love you, you love me. Love is all I see, and deep from my heart, I say namaskar, namaskar. Boop. I don't know how you feel if I am spoiling the beautiful tradition of yoga, but for kids yoga, this is what we do. We have to make fun with the children, and so they love yoga. All right, so warm-ups. So the first warm-up I did with you is star, stick, soldier, and that one helps children pay attention to you. Okay, and the next one I want to do with you is we use the rod movement. I don't know if you prepared a stick. Yeah, nice, Rodnesh, I saw it. Didi, I saw it. So if you have sticks, this is very helpful. Now, in case, you know, this is a water pipe, and this is water pipe. In case you feel it's not safe, you can also use soft. And this is, people use this for ironing. It's a soft thing. But water pipe, in my opinion, is very safe. Okay, so the first, we have to stand up. I don't know, can you hear me? The action is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so turn it around. Keep it so. So the action is very simple. It goes around the body like this, okay? And maybe you think it's very simple. This is already left brain and right brain activity. So this already helps you to get an idea. My kids, how are their brain situations? So if they can, some kids, they do like this, you know, this is very interesting. You pay attention. So right hand, left hand like this, and then it goes back, and then the stick is still in the right hand. And so then you know, oh, my kids, their brains are not so developed in this way. Okay, so this is the first action. We call hula hoop. Hula hoop. Second one, open your legs, bend down. Front side in, back side out. Front side in, back side out. This we call the big door. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep going. I want to see, okay? 1, 2. I want to see what you're doing. Can you do one more time? Sorry, guys. I cannot see everybody in one screen, but 1, 1, 2. Yeah, good. You're good. Didi Anandadeva, Manimala. Didi Manimala, you have a problem. Sorry. You know, do one more time. Move the stick with your left hand to the right. Right? Okay, don't change in front. No, don't change in front. Now I cannot see what you're doing. There was Didi Ananda Malimala. Where is she now? She's gone. What happened?
No, she's there.
Oh, where? Oh, she went there. Okay. Didi, one more time. Move your stick, yeah? Now don't change in front of your body. Don't change in front. Don't change in front. Change in the back. Now use your left hand to, no, Didi Ji. Use your left hand to push the stick in front through your legs. Yeah, now use your right hand. Now you, don't use your left hand. Put your stick. Now use your right hand. Yeah, now use your left hand. Left hand, left hand. Good. Now use your right hand. Good. Now you got it. Okay? This is what you will see with children. And you will see that they will move in like this. So they use the same hand again and again. Left brain, right brain integration. Okay? It's not a problem. They can learn. Okay, very good. So this is the big door. Okay, so we have hula hoop, and this is big door. Now the next one is windmill. So the windmill, stick goes up, and one hand catches from the back. This is also cross-lateral action. I want to see what you're doing, okay? Go on, keep going, keep going. So cross-lateral. The left hand picks it up, pushes it down. Right hand picks it up, pushes it down. This is more difficult, so don't do this with 4-year-olds. Do this later on. But this is a good exercise to loosen the shoulder, open the chest. left, and then to right. Good, good, good. Okay, very nice. Take a break. Next step, I want to show you first, and then you can do it. So we put the stick on the floor, and we jump over it. Okay, so the first step is put the stick on the floor and jump over it, and then walk back. So jump and walk back. Jump forward, walk back. Jump, walk back. I want to see, okay? Jump and walk back. Jump forward and walk back. So when you see the kids can jump in one way, then you teach them to jump back, because that's more difficult, okay? So, and you also have to pay attention. Are their feet moving together, or is one foot going ahead of the other? Because you want both sides of the brain to work at the same time, do the same action. Okay, so pay attention to this. So jump over, then jump back. And we do 10 times, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, are you getting hot already? This is warm up, you know. Today you will regret to be with me. Okay, the next one. Next one is we do the doorbell. So the doorbell, we go ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Okay? Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. So go sideways, very nice. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Very nice. Next one. The next one is called screwdriver. So your legs, one leg on each side of the stick. You go 1, 2, then you turn back, 2, 1. Okay, so you first turn 1, 2, and then you turn back. Don't keep turning in the same direction, otherwise you get dizzy. So 1, then 2, and then go back, 2, 1.
Sorry, can you move again? One more, brother?
I'll show you.
Sorry.
Okay, so here, 1, 2, now I turn back, 2, 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 2, 1. Are you okay with that? Let me see, okay? Keep jumping, keep jumping. 1, 2, and then go backwards, 2, 1. Okay, so this is screwdriver. Next one we call scissors. Scissors is more difficult. First have a look. So 2 feet on one side of the stick, the outer leg crosses over the stick. Then we open. Okay, so one more time. 2 legs on one side of the stick, cross over, 1, 2, open. Now once the kids can open, then you open, close, open, close. We call this scissors. And so first start with one leg open and then walk back. Okay, open, close. You're good, you're good. Scissors. So this is not really, this is warm up, okay? But you keep in mind, this helps your kids stimulate left and right side of your brain. So these are all good things. Next one leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Use one leg 10 times, then change to the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, I always say kids yoga is good for the kids. It's not necessary, but it's good for the teacher. I hope. Okay, so one leg and then change to the other side. Now there is one more, and I cannot do that one, but you are young guys. Screwdriver is 180 degree. The flying star, 360 degree. Ratnesha, can you do it?
Can you give the sample? The sample how to do?
I cannot do it. You have to turn 360 degree. It's not in the book because it's a crazy action.
Oh.
But you are young people.
I don't know the sample. I don't know the sample actually.
360 degree, just jump and turn. I did it. Long time I didn't do this. Okay, I can do it. One more time. 1, 2, 3. 360 degree.
Oh, 300. Okay. Oh, 360 degree. Oh.
My glasses are broken.
No. I'm broken.
Oh, you have to sacrifice for yoga. This is a good thing. Okay, so 360. So you can increase level with your. Hey, you're doing good, Sophia. Sulfa. Nice moves. Okay, very nice. Now the next one, we go and sit down, okay? And the next one is foot massage. So the stick is on the floor. Massage. So the stick rolls under your feet. The next one, you take the stick, put on your foot and press it down. Hands back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I cannot see you. Are you doing it? You're doing good. Look good. Look good. Okay. So this is all warm up. Okay. And so the excavator. When you do it with the children, keep in mind, and some kids, they will move the whole leg from the hip. We don't need to move from the hip. We move from the knee. So very nice. Okay, next one is lying down. This one is called windshield. Okay, that is called windshield wiper. Now sometimes the kids, they do it in a lazy way. They will put one elbow on the floor and they will do shh. So we teach them, because they are smart, but we are also smart. So we teach, go back. One back, check, move it around your body. Okay? So these are lying down poses. Now the last section is standing poses. So we stand up and we train the balance. So we go 1 and then change. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now if you see they're good, do 1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3. And that's a lot of fun actually. Now the last one is very difficult. But anyway, we try. And it is to jump over your stick. So 1, 2, 3, and then you jump. I cannot do it. But young people can do it. Yeah, jump over. Ragnesha, you're a young man. Yeah, put your camera 1, 2, 3. Be careful, okay?
Jump from or back, brother?
Yeah, but your hands cannot leave the stick, you know? Hands must stay on the stick.
Like this?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, jump. Yes! What happened? Fell down. Very beautiful. Wow. Yeah. This is, well, you know, we are teachers. We don't need to do. We have to tell them to do it. We do. Yeah. And, you know, I'm 65, so age is catching up. All right, so I want to review with you the stick movement. I feel this stick has helped me a lot. And so the first one, hula hoop, it goes around the body. The second one is big dart, and then between your legs, and then turn left to right, right to left. The third one, windmill. Actually, this is also good for adult yoga. Or the next one is the jumping. So jump over, walk back. Jump over, 2 feet together, same time, walk back. Now when you see that's okay, jump back and forth. Then change, doorbell. 2 feet on one side, jump, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. That's a good one. Then we do screwdriver. So you 1, 2, 2, 1. You jump. Then we did one leg. So one leg over 10 times, change your other leg. And then we did 360 degrees. Be careful. You don't need to do. This is now review. And and then we did sitting down. So we did first the one rolling the feet on the stick. Then we did the excavator. And you remember your stick is on your feet and you move it up and down from the knees. And we did 10 times. You can do 20 times with your kids. And after that, we did windshield wiper. You remember? Left, right, left, right. Now, if they use their elbow on the floor, then you ask them to move it around. You tell them backside window also needs a windshield wiper. You have to, kids are very lovely. And then standing up, balance. Okay, that's about it for the stick warm-ups. So keep in mind, if your warm-ups are good, your yoga is okay because they are tired already. I'm a very bad person. I always feel that I trick them, but they trick me too. It's both ways. Any questions? I heard that Montessori also has rod movement. I don't know their style. I think we have Danny. Danny, where are you? Danny, did you learn rod movements? No. I heard Montessori has it, but I never found anything. I also didn't look for it. You have to remember, many of the things I did is before the internet. I'm that old. But I love it because it's just the teacher and the children, you and the children, and together you work out what do you want to do. Then get so much love. Okay. No more questions? Do you think this can help you?
Very good teaching, Brother Mohan.
I think
Thank you. Very good.
it's just sharing.
Excellent. Excellent. Wow. Very nice.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Ramesh, we are going on, okay?
Okay.
And actually for warm-ups, I have a lot in your teacher's guide. And but I'm thinking about the time. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll go on with the warm-ups, okay? And because I think it can give you some ideas. Now, do you know in She Went, She Spider Went Up the Rain Spout? Lalita, do you know this song? You do, huh? And Murti, do you know this song? In She Went, She Spider. You know the songs, right? Please shake your head one way or another. You know or you don't know? Mira, do you know Inchi Winchi? You don't know?
But the song I know, but I never learn about that.
Okay, but you know, traditionally it's a finger song. So they use the thumb and the pinpoint finger. And I always found it so hard to do with my children because their senses are not yet there. So it's, you know, sometimes you do things and others do it, but I couldn't get it. Now we use this song for the large muscles. And we changed the song. So Inchi Winchi father, Inchi Winchi grandfather. Okay? And so I want to show you, and if you like, you can move with me if you're not yet too tired. So the song is, father walks like this, okay? Inchi Winchi father went up the rain spout. Down came the rain and washed the father out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Inchi Winchi father went up the spout again. Okay, so we do it together, okay? Come on guys, get up. Okay, so we use large muscles. So move your knee up to your belly button. Inchi Winchi father went up the rain spout. Boom! Down came the rain and washed the father out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Inchi Winchi father went up the spout again. Now grandfather, okay? So now we do grandfather. Grandfather walks like this. So balance, train your balance, okay? Keep balance. Inchi Winchi grandpa went up the rain spout. Boom! Down came the rain and washed the grandpa out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. In she went, she grandpa went up the spout again. Okay, so first is father, grandfather, now mother. Mother, stand on your toes. And mother has lipstick and earring and a little bag. In she went, she mother went up the rain spout. Boom! Down came the rain and washed the mama out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. In she went, she mama went up the spout again. Now mama has a baby. So the baby, in she went, she baby went up the rain spout. Boom! Down came the rain and washed the baby out. Out came the sun, yeah, and dried up all the rain. In she went, she baby went out the spout again. Okay, sit down, sit down. I wanted to show you this song because you can use traditional nursery rhymes in a different way to fit the purpose of your kids' yoga. And so the finger play becomes a large muscle activity. Okay, so inchy, winchy, spider usually is like this. Now this is good, but especially small kids like 3, 4-year-olds, 5 years, maybe they cannot do. So this is one song I feel very useful. And maybe you have songs in your mother tongue. You can use them to make them suitable for your large muscle activity. Now, so in this song we have father, grandfather, mother, stand on your toes, like high heel shoes, and then we have baby, means squatting. And there are many things children learn through this. And especially balance, okay? So more awareness in the feet can help children be more balanced in life. So balance are always important. And my children, after we finish like baby, then they say, oh, we want to do the dinosaur. So inchy, winchy, dinosaur went up the rain spout. Or we do the rabbit. Inchy, winchy, rabbit went up the rain spout. Okay, so there are many ways to play with traditional songs. Now there is one other song. I think in your teacher's guide, it's song, We Are a Family. Do you see that song? Did you see that song? We are a family of love. Father, mother, sister, brother are my family. We are a family of love. Father, mother, sister, brother are my family. So this one has action, okay? So we are a family of love. Father, mother, sister, brother are my family. We are a family of love. Father, mother, sister, brother are my family. Now actually, yeah, so this is a nice song. This is a cooperation song, but I think, do you have people at home to dance with you. I think you're on by yourself. I see 2 people together. It's not enough. We need 4. Tejaswani, never mind. Maybe I will send you a video of this. This is a very nice activity. So you can make up some songs, you can make up cooperative games, and I think we go to the yoga. I think we have done warm-up enough for now, and we go to the asana. And I want to confirm with you, when I go back, can you hear me? Ranesha, can you hear me or you cannot hear me? When I move back.
Cannot move, brother.
Yes, Dada, we hear you. We hear you. Hear you.
It's not so good.
I will not move so far. So, first yoga poses we start with cat. Okay, so little cat, we move together, okay? Little cat, where did you go? Don't be scared, I just want to hear you. Yum, 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 yum. Now change. Little cat, where did you go? Don't be scared, I just want to hear you. Meow, 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 meow. Again, change. Little cat, where did you go? Don't be scared, I just want to hear you. Meow, 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 meow. Last one. Little cat, where did you go? Don't be scared, I just want to hear you. Meow, 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 meow. Now when you finish, now I want to ask you, which energy system is activated by this pose? Is it the downward energy? Is it the balance, chest, or the head? Apana, samana, prana, or udana? Which one?
Apan. I think Apan, brother.
I think you try again. Sorry. Of course, it helps apana, but the main focus.
On Saman in belly area.
That's right, samana. Because what is the point? Is you have to bring your belly button down. But when you do this pose, the belly has to go down, head goes up. Of course, there is apana also because of the pelvis movement and the leg. But the pose, main point is samana. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, explain a little bit more about this. And we have the sympathetic nervous system and we have the sympathetic nerve system is when we are alert, when we are ready for action, we are focused. The parasympathetic nerve system is when we are relaxed and we are digesting food and we feel comfortable. Now, mental health is when sympathetic and parasympathetic are balanced. Okay, so if you're always too hyper and like overactive, hyperactive kids, they're hyper. Their sympathetic nerve system is always on the move. Their parasympathetic is slow. It's not active. So in yoga poses, we like to balance sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve systems. Now, I want to ask you, when you do the cat pose, does it stimulate sympathetic action or parasympathetic? What do you think? So you open the chest, you lift your head, You curve your spine. Does it stimulate or is it a relaxing pose? Does it stimulate or is it relaxing?
Relaxing.
Stimulate. You have to keep in mind, any pose that opens the chest, lifts the head, stimulates your body. There's extra blood flow to the muscles. You pay more attention to outside. When you go bend forward, your head goes to your chest, you curve your spine, you hunch forward, your system, your nerve system cools down. Okay? So your parasympathetic and sympathetic nerve system can be stimulated through yoga poses. Now, so let's say you have a hyperactive kid, you wouldn't do the cat pose this way. What would you do? You would do the cow pose. So the cow pose is like this. So here, you curve your spine forward, then you move the cat. And again, forward. Curve your spine, your belly pulls in. So this way, the sympathetic and parasympathetic become more balanced. Now, a lot of yoga, the benefits of yoga is because it balances the sympathetic and the parasympathetic systems. And so when you do when you do forward bends, it cools, they're cooling poses. And so if you have kids who are already hyper, what would you do? What would you do? Danny, you are there already. What would you do? If you have hyperactive kids, what would you do?
Poses, cow pose, the chest pose.
Beg your pardon?
Like cow pose.
Like?
Cow pose.
Cow pose. Poses. But you still have to train them to do forward chest opening poses. So they learn, okay, my body is stimulated, but I keep cool. So actually the purpose of yoga is to control both sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. And so yogis, and if you have heard stories about yogis, they can control their blood flow. They can control their heart. They can control all autonomic nerve system functions. Because the yoga helps us bring awareness to the level that controls our whole nerve system. So yoga asanas can help us balance the sympathetic and parasympathetic. If a kid or an adult is already over tense, first do cooling poses. Okay, so we go to the next pose. We do butterfly. So we put our feet together and move your knees up and down. We are butterflies, you know. We are butterflies, you know. We sing and dance, love and hold hands, and forever we will be friends, and forever we will be friends. So here, this is hip opening. We call the Apana Vayu. And so if children not confident, not independent, we do more hip opening pose. So butterfly. Some kids, they go very fast, we call airplane. And some we go slower, we call butterfly. Now, this is one. Another one is, we did already, the rabbit pose. So kneel down and toes forward. Put your hands along your head with your fingers up, okay? So this is a rabbit. So rabbit is looking for carrots. Carrots, where are the carrots? There is a wolf. Quickly go down. Come up. Look for the new carrots. Where are the carrots? Look for the carrots. Stretch out. And then, oh, there is another wolf. Quickly hide. You're hungry. So you repeat. Okay, rabbit pose. Again, you stretch this area, the lower back means downward energy, apana vayu. So it strengthens all the area of fear, worry, and this kind. The next one, snake we have done, butterfly, apple tree. So we stand up. So here, I'm an apple tree, apple tree, apple tree. I'm an apple tree with lots of apples on me. And then we change. And so you finish this song and you change to the other side. I'm an apple tree, apple tree, apple tree. I'm an apple tree with lots of apples on me. Change. I'm an apple tree, apple tree, apple tree. I'm an apple tree with lots of apples on me. Last one. Change again. And so we don't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We sing the song. I'm an apple tree, apple tree, apple tree. I'm an apple tree with lots of apples on me. Yeah. Balance is also apana vayu, okay? So we have done many poses already. We continue. I want to share with you one experience. Sometimes, when I was in the kindergarten, sometimes outside teachers would come to my school and they would say, wow, your children, they all sit straight. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised because usually I would scold them, don't sit like a sandbag. You know, this we call sandbag, and this, you sit like straight up. But I feel the yoga helps them become more aware of the body. Another thing I noticed, because I would teach every class yoga once a week. If the classroom teacher would also teach the outside and other times, the children would have better immune systems. And this is one important point to keep in mind, and that if you have children with special needs, they need 2.5 hours a week of practice. Okay, so if you give, let's say, 1 hour class at school, the children would still need 2.5 hours of practice at home. 1.5 hour at home means every day 20 minutes. Then you can get, you know, like what the teacher says, the IQ goes up, means you get real big changes in the brain. People have done research on adult yoga, okay, not kids yoga. They have said you can, for 3 days, you can see the effect of, let's say you do yoga today, on Sunday, you can still see the effect till Wednesday in the body's biochemistry. So at least twice a week or 3 times a week. That would be quite ideal for yoga practice. Okay, we continue. So we go down, we continue with the Apana movement, okay? So I think this one you all know. This is the truck. So we sit on the floor and we move our bottom. And we use our buttocks to walk. I'm a truck, choo-choo-choo. I'm a truck, going to you. I'm a truck, choo-choo-choo. I'm a truck, going to you. And so we use our buttocks to move the body. I'm a truck, choo-choo-choo. I'm a truck, going to you. I'm a truck, choo-choo-choo. I'm a truck, going to you. And this is all Apana Vayu. All right. The last one, okay? Frog. We squat down, hands on the floor. When you tickle a frog, tickle a frog, tickle a frog. When you tickle a frog, he hops, 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 non-stop. Okay, together, okay? This is fun. Especially on the screen. Come on, guys, everybody has to move, you know. 1, 2, 3. When you tickle a frog, tickle a frog, tickle a frog. When you tickle a frog, he hops, 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 non-stop. When you tickle a frog, tickle a frog, tickle a frog. When you tickle a frog, he hops, 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 non-stop. Okay, enough, thank you. Ragnesh, you didn't jump.
Brother, jump. Women jump.
Yeah, you didn't jump. I saw it.
Yeah, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very practical.
Anyway, point is, all these movements help strengthen the legs and the hips, which is all connected to the Apana Vayu, means the energy of elimination. And so most of our fears come because we don't let go of certain experiences and memories. And this yoga teaches us some of these fearful memories are stored in our lower abdomen. And so stretching the spine, stretching the hips, the flexors, the hamstrings, the legs, energizing the feet helps us release this kind of painful past experiences. So it's body work, okay? So take it easy, keep on going, that's all. Take it easy, keep on going. So far, what I've done with you is the lower portion of this chart. Okay, actually this is a very nice chart. Now we move to our Samana Vayu. And here we mostly work with twists. So we have one song. Can you see? So we spread out our legs and we twist. Can you see the wind passing by? Can change. Can you see the wind passing by? The leaves dance, the clouds fly, the windows rattle, the leaves fly. Can you see the wind passing by? Can you see the wind passing by? And so this is a twist. If your kids cannot do twist, get them to the wall. So you stand in front of the wall, twist, touch the wall, twist to the other side, twist. Again, twist. twist. That is one way. If you have two people and they can stand back to back and then twist. They can twist together. So that you twist, touch the hands of the other person, turn to the other side, clap the hands of the person. Twisting means help with the samana vayu. Now we have done cat pose, so that's good. And then we have flower. We call flower naukasana. So naukasana is your legs go up, your hands go up, and you sit with straight. Flowers, flowers. In Kishore we call this flower. Flowers, flowers, raining on me. Purple, pink, red, and green, make a flower, flower sing. Okay, strengthen the belly. Okay, so we have the flower pose, both wheel pose, canoe, cat, and twists. So here you have done samana. Now we move to the chest, to the prana vayu. The prana vayu means your heart, your immune system, your lungs. Now here, the easiest one is table. So we sit down, hands behind the body. I encourage you fingers outside. Okay? Other people put fingers inside, I put fingers outside and move up. So the head is down, the belly is up. And then you sit down. Then we try one more time. Belly up, head down. So bring up your belly so it's flat. And go down. Okay, do one more time. I want to see your table. Bring up your belly. Head down. Hey, nobody's doing table. You're already tired. What happened? Heads down. Ranesha, you're the man.
I'm doing already.
You're not doing. I can see it. You're not doing. You're hiding from the camera.
I'm doing.
Are you okay? Okay, I believe you.
I'm doing.
I saw it. I saw it. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Anyway, I hope you can notice that here on the poster, the hands are outward, okay? And this is safer. If you do it with the hands facing your feet, if your fingers face the feet, children can fall down more easily. Okay, so I would encourage you, add an extra lock, move the fingers outwards. Now, the upwards energy, let's say, and this you have to keep in mind, if your kids have like Down syndrome, like Didi was telling, she has 5 kids who have Down syndrome in her class. You have to be careful with inversions because some of these children, they don't have good heart function. And one time I had a kid who was Down syndrome and she did shoulder stand and her face became blue. And luckily the teacher was there. So in this case, you have to be careful. And if you have Down syndrome kids, I would not do shoulder stand. I would do we call the whale or the bridge pose. So the bridge pose is like this. And then whale. Spray the water. So the main point is the chin should touch the chest. Okay, so when the chin touches the chest, it slows down the heartbeat and it massages the thyroid gland. Okay, this one keep in mind. And then one pose you should know is the donkey pose. That's this one. The donkey pose we do for hyperactive children. So the donkey pose has hands on the floor, and then you one. That is one way. You can also do the running way. Okay. The main point is they kick the legs, and your head is down. And like for this, we have a teacher in Taiwan. She is expert in teaching hyperactive kids. She gives them everyday homework 200 times the donkey. 200 times. I know, Ratnesha, you don't need to do. I believe you. Take it easy, take it easy. Sorry. Yeah, 200. But we don't do 200, okay? We do 10, 20 times, and then you see if you can build up. But the beauty of the donkey pose is that it's an inversion, and so the head is below the heart. Plus, it balances the leg function, means the apana vayu. So this way you stimulate udana, the upwards energy, and you stimulate the hip, pelvis, apana vayu. And now these are two areas can help somebody slow down. Okay, so we have songs, and I think you will like. Do you want these songs also?
Yes, brother.
Yes, brother, I will.
Actually, because this is for smaller children, okay? So I will send this one to Didi Ananda Suveda, and I will send you these songs.
Okay, very good, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I think this will be helpful. And in my class, actually, children like, you know what is the good saying? My kids, they all speak Chinese, you know, so they don't speak English very well. And but you know, when we sing, nobody talks. And this is, I think everybody likes this in a classroom. So one way to stop kids talking, you make them sing. And when they sing and they sing and they sing, they become tired. Kids do get tired of, so they will not talk too much. And okay, so when we finish the yoga section, and usually we do maybe 6 or 7 asanas. We don't do too many. So we have warm up, maybe 15 minutes, then 20 minutes asana, and then we do massage. So I want to teach you the massage song. If you can make a screenshot. This is the song, the lyrics of the song. You can make a photo. I love my feet. I love my toes. I love my legs, my body and my nose. I love my hands. I really do. I love all of me. And now, shh, toodaloo. Toodaloo is Sister Sudeepa's already told you I'm from the Netherlands. Toodaloo means bye-bye. I don't know in English actually people say that, but anyway, it rhymes. So, and And we do it together. So we start from the feet. I love my feet. I love my toes. I love my legs, my body and my nose. I love my hands. I really do. I love all of me. And now, shh. Toodaloo. The toodaloo means you have to lie down and do relaxation. So one more time. I love my feet. I love my toes. I love my legs, my body and my nose. I love my hands. I really do. I love all of me. And now, toodaloo, then we lie down. So, and in our yoga system, the Shavasana and the desk pose means the relaxation pose is important because you have activated different parts of the body and you hope they can come to a new balance. And so I always look at my children and I try to measure when they come in, how are they? When they go out, how are they? So means to say, what did this yoga class do to them? And if I see them going out and they're more peaceful and they're not so distracted and they have a smile and their eyes shine, then I think, the yoga did its job. Just like adults, when we do yoga, and we like to do meditation, and we like to be quiet. And I think this is the beauty of this practice, that you don't need to teach. All you need to make sure is that the children do the asanas, and the asanas will teach the children. And so the asana, the movement of the asana, and they pay attention to their body, and then they come to feel about themselves in a new way. And this is my experience. It doesn't happen every day that it's perfect, but overall, children, they get benefit from this. And try to keep in mind, if a child in the first 10 years can learn to have more peace within, in the next 10 years, that peace will help a child's development. And I think some of you have been in your postings for a long time. I've been in the same school area for 25 years. So it's very interesting that some of my students from the kindergarten now bring their children to my school. It means they graduate from my kindergarten, they're already so big, they have children, and they bring their children to our school again. And you cannot imagine, I see that on your faces. But I'm 65, so I've been with these kids for so long. And they grow up, and now they have their own kids, and they bring them to our school. And sometimes I ask them, why you bring them to our school? And they share that what they got in the kindergarten years actually helped them throughout their life. And I think that is, then you feel as a teacher, it's worth it to do this effort. So keep this in mind. When you're planting seeds, you may not see always the fruit of what you plant. Okay, so let's say you have done your warm-up, you have done your asana, you have done relaxation. Then usually I tell stories. And I think storytelling is very important to your kids' yoga class. In our yoga, we have Jama Niyama. I don't know if you know, but we have life values. I call them the values of love. And the values of love teach us don't hurt others, speak good words, don't steal, believe in good and simple life. And this is Jama. And Niyama is keep clean, be thankful, help others, keep learning, and grow love. So we usually try to tell stories that help children reflect on values. And I want to show you some of my stories. I'm a little bit shy because I think, especially Indonesia and of course Vietnam, you always have this very beautiful spiritual culture. And sometimes I feel I should not push. But anyway, I show you what I do with my children. And I make my own stories. But before we tell a story, you have to sing a song. Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story before I go to bed. And every time we have this storytelling, children will sing a song. One more time. Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story before I go to bed. Okay, this story is about Little Dreamer. And Little Dreamer is a turtle. And she lives under a tree. And she is very quiet. She never talks. Turtles don't talk. One day there came a butterfly. And the butterfly says, "Hey, Little Dreamer, go for a walk. The world is so beautiful." Turtles don't talk. Little Dreamer didn't say anything, but he was thinking. That evening, he went outside and was walking, walking. And then he saw a star. He said, "Wow, so beautiful," he thought, so beautiful. He wants to see the star. And then he sees a tree. And he's thinking, what can I do to come to the star? And he climbed a ladder. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed. And he went up the tree and he looked at the star. And he was so happy. Then he wants to go down, but his ladder was broken. But there came a bear. And the bear had so many balloons. And the bear loves turtle. So he said, "Turtle, take my balloons. You can fly home." So Turtle went home, back to his tree. And under his tree, he sat down and he closed his eyes. And he was thinking about all the colors he had seen. Now, do you remember pink? What was pink in the story? What is that? Not a bird, Penny.
Butterfly.
Right. What was yellow? Come on, guys.
Star.
Star. What was red?
Balloon.
Balloon.
What else was red?
Balloon.
What else? What else? The roofs of that. Very good. Okay, blue, blue balloon, blue sky, brown bear, green grass. He thought about all the colors, and then he blew away all the colors, and he was very quiet. Now, I use this story to introduce to the children what is quiet time. So I tell my children, it's just like Little Dreamer. He thinks about all the things he has seen that day. And he closes his eyes, and in his mind, he can see all the colors and hear all the sounds, and then blow away all the thoughts and feel so much love and peace inside. And so in my yoga class, I use stories to communicate these ideas to the children. And Little Dreamer is very simple. Do you want to hear another story?
Yes.
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 Little Dreamer Part 2. Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story before I go to bed. Little Dreamer is thinking about the houses. And he wants to go and see who lives in the houses. So he gets his coat and he gets his skateboard because Little Dreamer is very slow. He cannot walk so quickly. He goes on the skateboard and he goes to the houses. And there he sees so many people. Little Dreamer likes quiet. He doesn't like so many people. He goes to the park to hide under a flower. And he likes quiet. He doesn't like noise. Then there comes a girl. Her name is Lucy. And Lucy picks up Little Dreamer and puts her in the bag. She thinks Little Dreamer is not happy there. And they go in the subway or in the bus. And there are so many people. And Little Dreamer looks at the people. Nobody is smiling. Little Dreamer, he has a pen and paper and he draws so many smiles. And he sticks smiles on everybody's faces. So all those sad people become smiling people. And when the people see each other smile, they become so happy. And they say thank you to Little Dreamer. And Little Dreamer goes on his skateboard and he goes home. He goes back to his tree and he thinks, he closes his eyes and thinks about all the beautiful smiles of today. And then he feels a very big smile in his heart. And then no more. So again, I use Little Dreamer stories to share with children that when you close your eyes, you can feel beauty and you can feel love and you can feel a tenderness that is inspiring and gives you strength. And so this way, you know, you have to keep in mind, kindergarten is 3 years. So from Xiaoban to Zhongban, from 4 years to 5 years to 6 years. In the beginning, they sit for 20 seconds, and then in the end, we have 10 minutes quiet time with them. And so after lunch, I want to show you how to do quiet time with children. But storytelling is very important. There are some stories which teach children about quiet time. I don't know if you know this book. It is by Leo Leone. And this is real about meditation. Do you know this book? Erica, do you know this book?
No, that I don't know. Oh, that I don't know.
Oh, really? It's very lovely. You don't know this book?
No.
I don't have.
Oh, okay, I'll show you. You first have to sing a song. Tell me a story. Tell me a story. Tell me a story before I go to bed. Now, this story is about mice. And this one mouse, his name is Fred. And they live under the wall in a small hole. Now, it is becoming autumn, fall. So winter is coming, and all the mice are busy collecting food. So they carry berries and they run up and down because in the winter there will be no food. They get nuts and they get some grains. Everybody is busy. Only Fred is not busy. So all the mice say, hey, Fred, you have to come, help us, winter is coming. And he says, I'm busy. He says, what are you busy with? He says, I am collecting warm light. And the next day, all the little mice are again busy, running up and down, carrying stuff. Fred is not helping. And you say, hey, Fred, winter is coming. You have to come and help. He says, I'm busy. He says, what are you busy with? He says, I am collecting colors. Beautiful, beautiful colors. And the third day, all the little mice are busy collecting food. Fred is not helping. And they say, hey, Fred, come, help us, winter is coming. And Fred says, I'm busy. He says, what are you busy with today? He says, I'm busy collecting beautiful words. And the next day, it started to snow. All little mice ran into their house under the wall, including Fred. And they started to eat, and they were singing. They had party every day. They had a good time. But after some time, there was no more food. All the food had been eaten. And outside it was still very cold. And the little mice were shivering. And then they thought about their friend, Fred. And they said, Fred, we are cold. You've been collecting light and warmth. Can you give us some light? And then Fred said, okay, close your eyes, and I'm going to give you light. And they all closed their eyes, and they felt the beautiful light from Fred's heart. And then all the mice said, thank you, but outside it was so white and so boring. And they said, Fred, can you give us colors? And Fred said, close your eyes, and I will give you the most beautiful colors in the world. So they closed their eyes, and they got the feeling of beautiful, beautiful colors. But in the winter, it's very quiet and very boring. So all the little mice said, Fred, you've been collecting beautiful words. Can you sing some beautiful songs for us? And he said, sure. And so he sang beautiful songs, and all the little mice were clapping their hands. And then they said, you can sing very well, but little Fred was very shy and a little bit embarrassed because that's what he does. The end. This is yoga. I think it's a beautiful story. And actually, I'm a very lucky person. I went to one second-hand book sale in my mother country, and there was this book like for 50 cents. And this is in my mother tongue. It has been translated. You can find Leo Leone. He made, I think, many books. I think Rainbow Fish is also his book. So I think any story is a good story, okay? But if you have a story which has more touching or something connected to yoga or to calming the mind, then I think it will be more useful for your yoga class. I have some other stories, and I will tell you this afternoon. So I want to review with you, and so far this morning we have learned about the theory of kids yoga. I mentioned to you about nerves. I want to review. How can we help children stimulate their nerves? I gave you 4 points. How can yoga help with the nerves? Mira. Do you remember how can yoga help with if children are not very smart or not very focused? You can look at your notes. It's not so serious, but I hope you understand the concept. Anybody can help Mira?
To be slow.
Yeah. Keep a movement at least 5 seconds, okay? Our target is 8. Okay, what else?
Feeling.
Feeling means give a little pain, okay? Feeling sounds better, but basically is you have to, yeah. Okay, the third point?
Twist.
Twisting, yeah. Twisting poses, activate the spine. And the last one?
Invention.
Inversion.
Inversion. Oh,
Yeah,
inversion.
inversion means the head goes below the heart. Okay, these are 4 good points. So if you have kids and they're not focused, to keep this in mind. Then how about the glands? And we though it's not a big part of our class, we still hope to balance at least the thyroid gland. How do we do that?
Slow breathing.
I think that's another point.
Repeat the poses.
Yeah, you have to repeat. And so many teachers, they will do the pose once and not again. So in our yoga class, a certain section of the class, we have to repeat the important poses. So at least like shoulder stand or bridge, which press the throat, then open the throat, and press. You get massaging this area, this benefit. So repeat, okay? And what was the rule for repetition? Control breathing 8 times. How long?
8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Natural breathing.
3 times for 30 seconds.
That is the target, okay? So keep that in mind. I think that's a basic rule. And if you keep that, then that's good enough. Then we talk about blood flow. Blood flow. Yeah. Tejaswini, what do you think? How can we keep make the blood flow circulation positive for the body?
To have some rest between, to let it come back.
Yeah, right. So from one pose, if you want to do repetition, don't move too fast. And then we did muscles. And Sarita, Sister Sarita, how do we, what is our opinion about muscles? Do we want very flexible muscles or? Oh, Sister Sarita doesn't speak English.
Namaskar. Yeah. Yeah, we need to stretch. Start over.
Yeah, stretch. So every stretch, so you'll feel a little sore, and then, but after 1 or 2 days, to the muscles, muscles become stronger, and then can let energy flow better. Very good. And then we talk about, oh, we didn't talk about bones. Anyway, never mind. Then we talk about breathing. 2 points. Slow breathing, we talked about just now. And the second point is?
With nose.
Yeah. You remember the left nostril links to?
Right brain.
Right nostril links to?
Left brain.
Left brain. Yeah, perfect. These are basic physiology I keep in mind. Then we talk about the vayus and energy. So we have 5 inner energy functions. The downward we call
Apana
vayu. The balanced we call
Samana.
Samana. The chest we call
Prana.
Prana. And then throat to head we call
Udana.
Udana. And the whole body we call
Vyana.
Prana. So these five, actually, we talk about the body, but they also function on the cellular level. And so actually, all these ideas, you can bring it down to the cells. And today we don't talk about that, but Apana Vayu, how do you know a child's Apana Vayu is weak? It's a lot? Okay, Danny, I got it. And what else?
Chicken frog.
What happened? Scared, not confident. Okay. What else? Because this is very easy. Bedwetting.
Bedwetting, yes.
Yeah. Bedwetting means Apana Vayu is weak. And so the stretches we do, what kind of stretches are they?
Butterfly.
Yeah, means hip opening and butterfly. Good. What else?
And driving the truck.
Yeah, driving the truck. Drive the truck. And very important, balancing poses. You remember, I'm an apple tree. Means all the poses standing on your legs help Apana Vayu. Okay, so like a warrior pose, and we didn't teach, but warrior poses, Apana Vayu. And so when you do warrior pose, air means energy becomes stronger. Though it's not in our Ananda Marga system, the idea is there. And then we have two more. Snake pose, cobra, you remember?
Yeah.
And then we have forward bends. Like the rabbit pose. You remember the rabbit pose? Never mind, in the afternoon we'll continue, okay? This one we'll review. Okay, then Samana Vayu. How do you know Samana Vayu is too low or too strong? Danny, what is that?
Problem in digestion.
Sorry, one more time.
If problem in digestion, so slow.
Yes. One very good. Digestion is slow or is too fast. Can also be fast. Some people have very fast digestion but cannot absorb the food. How about temper?
Hyperactive.
Hyperactive. Good. How about temper? How about, easy to get angry. It's unbalanced. And if digestion is too slow, so if person is not active, mentally active. And in yoga, actually, people call the belly the second brain, okay? So the adrenal glands on your kidneys are the second brain. Okay, very good. So what poses can help with this? What poses can make the samana balanced?
Naukasana.
Naukasana.
Cat pose.
Cat, okay.
Flower.
Navasana.
Rabbit.
Rabbit is apana.
Twisting, wall twisting.
Twisting pose. Wind.
Twist.
Flower pose,
twist.
Dada.
Yeah, twist.
Flower pose.
Yeah, keep in mind, twist, okay? Flower pose, very good.
Flower pose.
Strengthen the core.
Gonna die.
Donkey pose.
Donkey, no, sorry. Donkey is for
wheel pose.
wheel. Okay, good, good. Next one, we go to the chest, pranavayu. So what makes pranavayu stronger?
Twist.
No, twist is for the belly. And when you do the twist,
Table
Bridge
pose,
pose.
cobra
Table pose,
pose.
Dada. Table pose.
Chakra.
yeah. So keep in mind, hand balancing pose is good for the chest and chest opening. And so like
Bridge pose.
bridge. Yeah, bridge pose, actually, you know, all poses can work on different, maybe 2 or 3 values. But bridge pose we usually would put for the Udana. And so you cannot really say, like our guru, he says chakrasana works on all the chakras. So chakrasana is beneficial, the wheel pose is beneficial for the whole body. But I put it here because, yeah, you have to put them somewhere. But keep in mind, for hand balancing poses are good for the chest opening, like a Gomukhasana for adults. But we don't teach Gomukhasana to children. It's too hard. The arms are too short. It's not my mistake, okay? They are not ready. So I put this pose. All right. Then Udana Vayu, all inverted poses, plus like donkey, meditation. I put bridge pose, whale.
How Vajrasana helped, brother? You saw the Vajrasana also?
Sorry, which one?
Vajrasana in yoga chart. There is Vajrasana to control the upper energy area.
Vajrana. Vajranasana, yeah, diamond pose is for the pelvis.
Pelvic, na? Okay.
Yeah,
Not
maybe.
for the upper area.
Yeah, also, of course, it opens chest, but I think the main purpose would be on the apana. These things you can discuss, you know, it's not fixed. Like, for example, cobra. You can do small cobra, baby cobra, it opens the chest. You can go higher up, it stretches the lower abdomen. Many of these poses depends on how you do them. So I think there is, unless Baba says it, I will not say anything. Okay, don't believe me. But somehow we have to classify some poses. And in my opinion, yeah, of course, bridge pose, if you put it up higher, it opens chest more. But I would put it on the inversion as an alternative to shoulder stand. Because not everybody can do shoulder stand, but everybody can do bridge pose. So sometimes, yeah, we have to think many things. Yeah, very nice. I think that's not fun. Okay, so I think we have done a lot this morning. And this afternoon...
Number 5, not yet, brother.
Oh, sorry.
Number 5. Number 1, apana, samana, prana. 4, udana. Number 5.
Vyana.
Vyana, okay.
Somewhere it's in your handout. If you go to the last page, this chart, the last page. Okay, this chart this is for adults. I have done another chart. If you want, I can send you the
For the Vyan, Dada, which asanas for the Vyan?
Vyana asana is a massage and shavasana. In relaxation pose.
This brother?
The last one, yeah. There you see all the values.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, he didn't. They didn't write Vienna. Huh? They only put 4. Sorry. If you are interested in this, I can send the chart I made for adult yoga also. That
Please
one
send to, please send to
yeah.
Didi, and Didi will send to us.
Didi is like mail carrier.
Yeah.
But please have to register because many are not registered.
Oh.
I cannot send to everybody. Those who register, I can send.
All right.
I'm registered, Didi. I'm registered already.
Okay. Everybody will register. And if you don't like Danny, I will send you, okay? And
I think it's time for breaking for lunch to
yeah,
Yeah.
So thank you for everybody's attention, and I love you. You love me. Love is all I see, and deep from
My heart,
I
I
say
say,
love
Namaskar.
A big applause for Brother Rudra Mohan. Sakitan, led by Didi Ciracetana, please.